Hello everyone, welcome back for your daily dose of serotonin. This is chapter 2 of Lost in Orbit titled Mysterious. Enjoy! Compared to the earlier chaos, all the noise, nerves, and overstimulation, the lab is a sanctuary. Quiet, predictable, steady. With your headphones on and a lab coat hugging your shoulders, it's easy to lose yourself in the work. You need this, a place to anchor all your nervous energy before it spirals into anxiety. The air is cool and even, the kind of temperature that makes your skin forget it's alive. The fluorescent lights beam steadily over your workstation, bright but never harsh. You inhale slowly, letting the breath fill your lungs and hold, just long enough to keep your hands from trembling. Between your fingers are wires, thin as veins. You guide them together carefully, fussing each strand into place. The silence hums, nothing shorts, nothing smokes. Your chest flutters. Okay, you breathe out, the sound more a ritual than relief. Your eyes flick to the monitor beside you, a high-res, dynamic 3D map spinning across the screen. Asteroid belts, satellite clutters, celestial bodies. Blinking markers indicate hazards your system has already detected and triangulated to avoid. You rub your palms together and hover your hand over the keyboard, warily eyeing the satellite model resting beside you. It's the size of a large water bottle, sleek but packed with sensors and micro actuators. You press start. The miniature satellite emits a low hum. It spins, once, then again, and then a sharp mechanical jam. A spray of tiny sparks flies out from the exposed wiring. Shoot, you hiss, slamming the switch off immediately. Your fingers flap wildly at the model, waving away the thin stream of smoke leaking from its vents. You groan, leaning back into your chair with a defeated thud. The smell of burnt copper and melted plastic lingers softly through the air. You mutter, fanning your hand, so much for graceful failure. You scribble lightly onto your notebook, noting your failed test run. Your handwriting, once tidy and meticulous, now drags across the page with lazy loops and jagged letters. If someone were to try and read it, they'd probably get a headache. You drop your pencil against the table, a deep sigh racking your body. The machine ticks as it cools down softly, and your monitor's frequent beeping is starting to gnaw at your eardrums. You drag your palms across your face before settling them onto your forehead, eyes shut and brain hazy. How long have you been in here? 5, maybe 6 hours? Your wrists ache, strained from long hours of angling wires, holding micro tools, typing with too much pressure. One thing is for sure though, all the stored nerves you had earlier have been significantly reduced. You glance at your phone screen, which is lit up with messages. It reads, from Kaede, "Girl, they gave us the cutest tote bags." One attachment. Another text from Kaede, "I think your man was looking for you during lunch." And another, "You better be here before dinner at 6 p.m. sharp or we're dragging your big butt here, Mission Impossible style." You hadn't even noticed how much time had gone by. You checked the corner of your screen. 5:30 p.m. Okay, you might have miscalculated a bit. The time you spent in here is more than just 4 or 5 hours. You shimmy out of your lab coat, lazily dragging the material over your heavy limbs. The fabric is stiff from use, and the sleeve cuffs are smudged with graphite. You stretch your arms upward, your back twisting and turning sideways as the familiar pops fizzle from your sore muscles. The lab isn't completely silent. It has a pulse, the faint hum of ventilation ducts, the low throb of machines on standby, the occasional hiss of pressurized air releasing from somewhere behind the walls. Every so often, a soft beep cuts through the quiet and clinical, precise, like the heartbeat of the room itself. Together, they blend into a strangely comforting background static, the kind of white noise that tricks your brain into focus. You take one more look at your workbench, hands on your hips while chewing the inside of your cheek. One way or another, you are going to have to figure something out. The International Innovation Showcase starts in only 5 days. Stepping into the hallway, the contrast hits you. Out here, the air is cooler, filtered, and faintly limey, like someone had cleaned nearby with a subtle disinfectant. The floor beneath your feet is marbled, cool against the soles of your sneakers. There are 3 hallways, left, right, and straight ahead. You pause, massaging your wrists as you try to recall the path you took to get here. You turn left, unsure. There's no signs, no arrows, just blank, pristine walls and the occasional echo of footsteps and murmuring from somewhere. A bit of annoyance bubbles in your chest. Why would anyone host such a big venue and not think of adding signs in the hallways? It's like when people mix random chemicals in the lab without labeling them. It disappears just as quickly when you recall how you skipped the orientation. Had you attended that, you probably would have known your way around. You keep walking, the sound of your sneakers echoing sharply and lonely against the marble. Every corner looks the same. White walls, polished floors, sterile light. You pass a set of double doors with frosted glass. Locked. Then another hallway that leads to dead ends and into nothing but vending machine buzzing faintly in protest. You frown, tugging the strap of your bag. Your reflection follows you in the glossy floor tiles, warped and stretched, like even your shadow doesn't know which way to go. You reach a staircase tucked against a floor-to-ceiling window. Golden rays of sunlight spill through, their orange hue bouncing off the reflection of cars outside. People lounge around their open trucks and car hoods, excitement high for the upcoming event. Your palms lay steady against your hips, thumbs drawing tender, soothing circles against your lower back in hopes of quieting the growing ache. The scent of old paper fills the air, and you hear the faint echoes of papers ruffling and trolley wheels rolling. The echo of your clad footsteps against the cold, hard tiles fades away into cushioned thumps. You've reached carpet? The last thing you expect to see when you look up is a room with shelves that stretch so high they look as though they might topple over from their own ambition. They loom over you, dark oak wood shelves filled to the brim with antique books. The scent of aged wood hangs heavy in the air, rich, mature, like stepping into a forgotten forest preserved in time. The difference in atmosphere engulfs you almost immediately, and you find yourself moving more slowly, quieter, as if the slightest sound would disturb its peace. It isn't silent. It's brought to life with a series of comfortable murmurs. Students sit scarcely at the large wooden tables, focused and excited to share their ideas with each other. The air above you ruffles softly, only completing the environment. Your head cranes up to the dome-shaped ceiling and your eyes widen. Faded Renaissance frescoes curve along the ceiling, soft brush strokes captured mid-movement, legends and stars blurred together in the dusk of genius. It's beautiful, like one of those libraries you only get to see in the fantasy movies. It's hard to tear your gaze away when everything is just so harmonious. It's like an entirely different world in here. The flipping of pages is soft, almost distant, as the vast room absorbs the sound. You wander the aisles without aim, fingertips trading lazily along the spines. Each groove and title is a whisper from the past. Mathematics, physics, medicine. This section has got to be the largest, right? And it's probably only destined to get larger from how fast the world advances. Ladders stretch from the bottom all the way to the top of the shelves. They aren't out of place or in the way. They're wedged perfectly on what you notice to be a polished guide rail, the kind made for moving effortlessly from row to row. Your eyes skim over the titles, the variety of different sizes and colors. Astrophysics and astronomy. The nerves in your stomach flutter with excitement. This is your section. Not just your section, but your entire being for as long as you can remember. All you've known is the stars, not just their brilliance, but their stories, the myths etched into their constellations, the equations that pinned their distances, the centuries of sleepless astronomers who tried to name the infinite. You pause, fingertips trailing along the narrow blue volume. You cradle the book gently, its navy blue cover faded to the top of a deep ocean at dusk. Gold leaf lettering curls across the spine in a serif font no longer used. The title reads, On the Geometry of the Stars. The leather is cracked but soft. When you ease it open, the pages crackle and the scent of aged paper blooms. On the first page is a constellation map drawn entirely by hand, inked in careful dots and whispers of lines, a universe compressed into the size of a notebook. You'd become so accustomed to the digital versions that the idea you created of these beauties in your head doesn't come close to the real thing. Faint rustles echo from above you, only giving more life to the vast space. Whoever designed this place has impeccable taste. You trail your fingertips over the faded signature at the bottom of each page. Hand-drawn constellations are a favorite of yours. It's beautiful to see the hot globes of gas drawn in connection to each other right in front of your face. Even when something is a million miles away, humanity still somehow finds a way to break it apart into pieces, learn it, just to put it back together in a way everyone can understand. Just like your project. Taking the chaos of space debris, unpredictable and vast, and breaking it into patterns your system could track, predict, and avoid. You tilt the book closer to the light, following the careful, uneven strokes. It must have taken hours, days even, to chart these by hand. You wonder what it must have felt like to draw the heavens while standing in the dark, relying on only your eyes and faith in your measurements. Your project feels clumsy by comparison. Computers run your numbers in seconds. Predictive models spit out results in neat graphs, but here, in your hands, is proof of how far humanity had come. Measuring infinity with nothing but ink and parchment? You wouldn't mind getting lost here for a couple of hours. Each page feels like a hand extended across time, an invitation to linger, and you want to read every single one of them. The rustling above grows into a series of thumps, and you draw your head upwards. Balanced precariously on one of the tall ladders is an employee, at least. That's what you guess from the name tag half tucked into her collar. Her brows are scrunched in concentration as she stretches toward the highest shelf, trying to wedge a thick volume into a space that wasn't made for it. The box in her other arm trembles. The ladder wobbles. Hey, you start, too softly. Her foot slips. She gasps, hands flailing for balance as the box tumbles from her grip. It spins mid-air, pages of books flapping wildly before plunging straight in your direction. Instinctively, you cower, a hand over your head with your book clutched closely to your chest. Your knees hit the ground and you wince. The pages and books thud harshly beside you and you flinch, bracing for impact, but it never comes. Something breezes past you, a blur. And that is the end of chapter 2 titled Mysterious. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you are ready to hear more, because I am very much ready to give you all more. Next chapter, we will be meeting Senku more personally, so I hope you guys are buckled up and ready. And yeah, enjoy your day and goodbye.